Hello, welcome to Warriors Within, the podcast that amplifies the voices of sickle cell warriors and their families. I'm your host, Coco Chanel, here to guide you through the real, raw, and resilient stories of sickle cell warriors in their everyday lives. I'm here with my wonderful guest, Albert. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm very blessed to be on this podcast.
I am very blessed to have you. I can't wait to actually get into a couple conversations because your story is really unique. So I did ask you before we started if I could get personal, and you told me all free game, and I love that because that means for our audience they have nothing but knowledge and awareness to take from it. So I wanted to dive in. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Albert.
My name is Albert Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
I am the father of a sickle cell angel.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, my passion and my mission for what I do is very emotional, it's very impactful, and it's very felt deeply.
Yeah.
And so that's basically who I am. I'm a young man.
Very much so.
And I'm just proud to be in the sickle cell space, in a nutshell.
I love it. So my condolences on your daughter and having her as a sickle cell angel, because I love the way you put that. Can you elaborate on your daughter's journey? Can you tell me, did you know that if your wife had sickle cell, how did this become a bond? Like, did you and her know?
My wife, her mother knew that she had a sickle cell trait.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know that I had a sickle cell trait until after they tested me after our daughter was born, after they found out that not only that she had sickle cell, but she had the worst form of sickle cell, which is sickle cell SS.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I didn't know that I had the trait prior to my wife getting pregnant.
Okay. And let me ask you, what was your baby's name? We need to address her properly.
Her name is Shakevia Campbell.
Okay. So tell me a little about her journey. Was her crisis she was always in the hospital? Did she have a playful childhood? Because most of the time we hear the stories about how sickle cell warriors, their childhood is very limited, So tell me about her life.
Well, her crises didn't start till after she was 11 years old.
Okay.
After she turned 11 and she started having her cycle, that's when things started getting worse for her.
Okay.
Normally, she would go in the hospital from 5 to 8 days, always in the severest of pains, but always with a smile on her face, letting us know that she's handling it, she's going through it, and she did not want to be treated anything other than being normal.
Yeah. Which is what most sickle cell warriors, they want. They want to be treated normal and loved and just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You said she ended up passing at what age?
She made her transition into angelship at the age of 23.
Okay. And what did she like doing the most?
She liked to get the family together.
Okay.
Well, since we are transparent,
yeah.
Let me say, she loved to fight. So if anybody,
well, that's a good thing. She's a warrior and she liked to fight. I like that.
You know what? Well, since you said it like that, maybe she really had to be a fighter, but she was a physical fighter. But since you brought that up, I could see why she was a physical fighter, because she had to be a mental and a spiritual warrior as well.
Yeah, I always ask all my warriors, how do they manage mentally? Mm-hmm. Because I always, with me being a caregiver, and both, same for you as well, you see them sitting in the hospital room in the four walls day in and day out, and us as a parent, we're in and out, in and out, in and out. So we don't really get to sit with them and just sit in those four walls with them. So I always I hear them say it's prison, it's jail, and I can so correlate with it because it's hard to to keep your mental happy if you always seeing 4 white walls and one window for 8 days straight. So I could totally understand that. So you said she liked to fight. That's interesting. I like that about her.
Yes, yes.
What else did she like to do?
She loved to get the family together.
Okay.
And as I reflect back on her last months amongst us, she was very, very aggressive with getting the family to come to the beach,
Okay.
talking to family members that she hadn't talked before, talking to family members that didn't really get along with each other, trying to get them
Make
together,
names.
you know, and very, very aggressive with that, you know, not knowing that, you know, she was getting ready to depart. And with that, she also had a glow about herself. At the very end, it seemed like it was a light bulb or a halo over her head by the way she was moving and energetic and getting people together and looking so beautiful. So, yeah.
So over time, as her growing up, because you said after she turned 11, that's when she started going through her crisis more often. I'm guessing that's when you and your wife started to like get more interested and want to be more knowledgeable about sickle cell, right? So along her journey, is that when you decided to start making awareness as well, or did you decide just after the fact?
For me, as a father, you know, I get really emotional about my daughter.
Yeah.
And so my wife was really the one that was in the clinic
Okay.
behind those 4 walls.
Yeah.
My wife was the one that would figure out what vitamins work for her, what medicines work for her, what things didn't work for her, what combination of things work for her.
Yeah.
So my wife as a caregiver,
Yeah.
that's why I have just as much passion for sickle cell warriors, angels, but
Yeah.
I also have a passion for the caregivers.
Yeah.
Because being a caregiver takes on a whole life of its own.
It does. It surely does.
And since I wasn't a 4-wall person like my wife was back in those days, that's why I go so hard for the foundation now with boots on the grounds in the streets.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the name of your organization?
Well, the name of our organization is the Shakevia Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation.
Perfect. I love it. Okay. I like it. So it's in the remembrance of your daughter.
Yes.
And what is your foundation? What's the mission of your foundation?
Well, our mission is to bring awareness and prevention to sickle cell anemia.
Okay. I love it. And I can only imagine. So I'm pretty sure you got influenced to start it after her passing, right?
Yes.
How did you, this is one question I really want to ask. How did you and your wife cope with her passing? Because I feel like that's something us as caregivers for warriors, we don't really talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we go through the journey with them, but we encourage them to, you know, not to hit that life expectancy. You know what I'm saying? Because they already come in, they're expected to live to X. And we encourage them not to be like that. But we never think that time is going to come because, you know, we fought the journey with them. So as a caregiver, how did you guys go through, like, what helped? How did y'all, because I know that you guys, I can't even get the words out because I don't even know what I would do.
Great question. This is a reason why mental health
Yes.
in the sickle cell space is very important.
Yes.
Because I did not want to accept the fact that my daughter had transitioned. And so I had a very different perspective on how I felt at that time than my wife did, because she really was living in a reality.
Yeah.
And I was going through what I didn't know now, that what I didn't know then, what I know now. I was going through the grieving process of denial. And so even being in the midst of what was going on, like me and my wife, we were having some conflicts.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can imagine that. Yeah.
Because I just could not believe it. I just wouldn't take that as a reality, even though I was in the midst.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's totally understandable.
And so this is why mental health
It's very important.
and the seeking of mental health professionals, and not only just any mental health professional that dwells in the sickle cell space.
Yes.
Because it's much different.
Yeah.
And so as time passed and I was able to catch up with reality, me and my wife was able to gel, come together and work through that process, that lifelong process of our daughter transitioning into angelship.
And that's, I know that it's never, grieving is never done. You know what I'm saying? You can never fill that void that's there. So that's why I said I gave you my condolences ahead of time, because that process is always going to be with you. So with your foundation, let's talk a little bit more about that. Well, let me kind of steer this question. What do you hope for now that you have this knowledge and you making awareness with your foundation? What do you hope for a change in sickle cell to be?
My hopes as a organization with boots on the ground, hearing the conversations of family members that have sickle cell warriors, and some of them, they even stigmatize the warriors and their caregivers.
Yeah.
And so there are some sickle cell warriors that live within the four walls of their homes like a prison.
Yeah, I agree.
That are not aware that there are organizations out there like mine, like ASAP.
Yes.
Organizations like Shaq's Hope.
Yes.
Organizations like JJ Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation for Children and Women. They don't know that they have a whole family of people that want them to, quote, come outside.
Yeah.
So it is my desire that through awareness and prevention of sickle cell anemia, with our boots on the ground approach, that we can make contact with our warriors who nobody know about.
Yeah. Yeah, because their voices are really silent sometimes.
Yes.
Most of the time.
Yes. And they're just in a place and in a space.
Yes.
Probably just waiting to transition.
Yes.
And so it is my hope and my desire to reach those warriors, to reach the caregivers, to reach the school system.
Yeah, I totally agree. The school systems needed to.
Do not know about sickle cell anemia, that do not know the things that a sickle cell warrior go through, that do not know a sickle cell warrior, they need their water by them in class, that do not know a sickle cell warrior use the bathroom a lot, that do not know the life and the excruciating pain that a sickle cell warrior has to go through on a minute by minute basis. So my desire is to get more awareness. My desire is to spread prevention. And my greatest desire, when I look into the eyes of a sickle cell warrior,
go ahead, take your time. That's why this podcast is here, to take your time and reflect and say it from the heart. So take your time.
Because we might see a warrior today that might not be here tomorrow.
I totally agree.
And so it's not about a tomorrow for our sickle cell warriors.
No, it isn't.
It's about right now.
Yeah.
It's about how we can love them right now in this moment and in this second.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, our daughter, she went into the hospital a lot.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that's why I love my wife, Corinthia Campbell, and my daughter, Dr. Shakevia Campbell. But I remember it's the way my wife told me, Shakevia's back in the hospital. And I didn't know it then. And that last time Shakevia was telling my wife, Mama, don't leave me.
Oh.
Mama, don't leave me. And my wife said, I'll be back. She said, no, don't leave me. And so I think my wife have that silence of the lamb syndrome in her head.
Yeah, it replays in her head.
Yeah, don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. And so any time that I could do something in the moment for a sickle cell warrior, in my hearts of hearts, I believe that I'm doing it for my daughter.
I believe you are too.
Anytime that I can aid and assist a sickle cell caregiver, it makes me feel better because I could not take the four walls.
Yeah.
As a father.
Yeah.
And so every time I could aid and assist a sickle cell caregiver, I feel like I'm aiding and assisting my wife in those times where I wasn't strong enough to stand right beside her when she was going through what she was going through and seeing the things that she saw.
Yeah. You got me ready to tear up and cry. Cause I totally, as a mother, like I said, I can relate to it. Cause it's times, like I said, when they're there and they tell you don't leave, but as a parent, you got stuff to do. So I can totally relate. I want to ask this one question because this is going to be like a remembrance of what would, if your daughter was here today, what do you think she would say and she would want for the change of sickle cell?
I think she would want more awareness in the educational system.
That's beautiful. So she was really into education.
Yeah, she finished high school.
Okay.
She went to college. She went to Miami-Dade College. She went to Nova College.
Okay.
And her sister wanted to be a midwife, and she studied right along with her sister, so she knew everything.
Beautiful.
But she always had to
be in the hospital,
leave school because she had to go in the hospital from 8 to 10 days. And so that worked on her mental capacity.
Yeah.
That's where mental health had to come in because she was so mentally distraught because she wanted to be so normal.
Yeah.
And so if she was here, I definitely know that she would advocate for the educational system.
Yeah. And honestly, that's a good place to start, to be honest. Because like you said, schools don't really understand the severity of them needing water bottles, needing to sometimes not go outside. Because, like if they're in the younger stage, kindergarten through like the elementary phase, they can't go outside and play in this hot conditions for a long period of time. It ends up becoming detrimental. So I totally agree. That definitely needs to be more awareness in. Where's your foundation located at?
My foundation is located in Miami, Florida, in Miami Gardens.
Okay, that's even more beautiful. So you support the South Florida area.
Yes.
I love it. I love it because South Florida is huge with little sickle cell warriors, and they're not talked about enough. So I love it. I want to give you a chance to, elaborate to the audience where they can find your corporation and your foundation and get more information. If they want to contact you, reach out to you, come advocate with you, let them know where they can find you at.
Well, you can find me. Our organization is the Shakevia Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation. We are a 501c3 organization,
Beautiful.
and you can find us on our website with the same name.
Mm-hmm.
And you could also contact me personally. For those of you that have those sickle cell warriors and caregivers,
I love it.
you could contact me personally at 786-858-2283. And I also want to say something to you personally
Yeah.
as a caregiver, because I know how you put on your makeup and you put on your smile when you come outside. People don't know what goes on inside those closed doors.
They don't.
And I'm telling you that mental health is real. There were some times behind those closed doors that my wife had to take every knife, every weapon inside the house when my daughter started going through her mental, those mental stages.
Yeah. Because they don't realize the opioids and everything have an effect on your mental. And it does. It does. And like you said, those four walls, everything else, it plays a part.
And also, I would like to thank our friend, my wife's best friend, Tracy Sharp.
Okay.
Because there were times when my wife, she could not handle it anymore.
And you need that support.
And she had to take my daughter to her best friend so her best friend can secure all her knives and things in her home. So it definitely take a community of committed and loving people to deal with a sickle cell warrior, especially those ones that have the worst form of sickle cell.
It does.
SS.
It does. It takes a village, not just for the warriors, like I said, for the caregivers too. And I have to commend you and thank you for offering and extending the extra love and support to the caregivers. Because like I said, it's not talked about enough. And to the warriors. And if I'm speaking from your daughter is more appreciative that you are making this awareness in lieu of her, because it is needed. It is needed. I thank you for joining me. And it was so wonderful having this conversation with you.
Thank you for having our sickle cell organization and this great, the Foundation for Sickle Cell Research.
Yes, like I said, we love people like you to come and make awareness. We love organizations like yours that aid with us to make more awareness. So thank you for joining me. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. That concludes our episode of Warriors Within. Thank you for joining us.